Thanks, Jim, for inviting me to be here. It's great when I see so many familiar faces already. I've been working specifically with this region since May, and it's so nice to see partners that we've been working with. But I have to have a shout out to one guy in the room, Don. Where'd he go? There he is, right there. He's looking at me now. I have known Don Scher since I was in college. When I was at U of M, and I trained economic developers on computer programs and designed software. It sounds like I should be an IT expert. Ask my kids. That was a long time ago. But that's how long I've known Don, so it's just great to see you. And so I knew all about Gratiot County like for many, many, many years because of that ambassador. So great to see you. Thanks for being here. Jim wanted me to talk a little bit about my background, and I guess when you get to a certain age, that's what makes you who you are. So I'm going to share that with you, talk a little bit about why I'm a real believer in doing certain things regionally, but the importance of all of the different sort of levels of economic development, and talk about some of my observations for the region. And there will be time for Q&A after, so, or if something just pops up, feel free to, raise your hand. So, as I mentioned, I started out as a college intern in economic development. So that was a long time ago. But it was fun for me. I thought when I was in grad school, I was going to be like a pollster, doing political polling. But I had an internship, and I thought, no, I like the marketing side a lot better. I'm not the numbers person. I'm the marketing person. So that's really how I got my start. And through the years, I have worked for a city private nonprofit, for county government, for regional economic development, and I had a small stint in Arizona working for the state, running their rural economic development program. So I've seen all the different levels, and I think, that has really helped my career sort of identify what are the appropriate roles, because every type of organization has a role. You hear this all the time. It's kind of cliche that it's a team sport, but it really truly is. So when you start at, and I'll just give a little summary, at the state level, that's really the number one sort of marketing your state, passing appropriate legislation that supports business growth, whether it's just, simple taxation rules or complicated incentive packages. It happens no matter where you are. That's a great role for the state. The governor is the number one salesperson in the state and always opens the doors. And I've been really privileged to travel extensively with Governor Snyder and Governor Granholm around the world, opening those doors. When you look at the regional level, and I'll spend more time on that but in a bit, but regional is where economies are. Regional is combining assets that we all share, and I'll get more into that. Now let's look at the county and the local level. County level economic development is really important because the reality is, when I was in Oakland County, I had about 39 key cities, villages, and townships. They could not all afford to have a person who was marketing or running economic development, but the county took over that role for all except a real small handful of cities that had the assets to do that. At the end of the day, the deals are done, though, at the local level. They're the ones who approve the site plan, and they're the ones who approve the tax abatement structure. That's where the deals are done, and I think it's really important to have respect for all the levels in the team approach to economic development, because they're all important. If you're missing one, you're missing out on full delivery of services to your community and to support business growth. So that's sort of the whole infrastructure that I work on. And when I look at the work, and I'm not going to start naming all the partners. I saw Pam snuck in here too. All the local partners in Region 5, they're just all critical to making sure that services are delivered to businesses. So, all play an important role, and please support them in their role. And it's, I'm not up here to raise money, but supporting financially is good, but just support them in the work that they do. It's really very important to getting deals done. So let me go back a little bit to regional and why I approached regional. And when I was at Oakland County, I worked for I was an appointee for a guy named Brooks Patterson. Some of you may have heard of him. Great leader. He's up there now, probably celebrating a life well lived. We got along great. He appointed me to director. I was a staff level person. I worked my way up. But I always used to tease him because no one was more pro Oakland County than that guy, right? But I would say, Brooks, people think we're in California. So part of my career experience is over 60 international trade missions around the world.